bargains. This book is dedicated to his mother. I will support you even if the director disagrees with your opinion. Trustworthiness is a desirable attribute in any person. These results are derived from experimental data. Suppose. I don't suppose you'd have time for a meeting this afternoon? After some research, the manager drew the conclusion that the employee's work had improved considerably. I am attaching the PDF of the schedule. I don't suppose you'd have time for a meeting this afternoon? I sold my house before property values declined. Bonds. Some people invest in government bonds. In closing, I'm also enclosing a copy of our annual report. Accomplish. There are 2 things I'd like to accomplish by the end of this week. We kept a supply of provisions in case of an earthquake. Notice. Please let us know about any changes you notice in the quality of the product. I'm also enclosing a copy of our annual report. There are 2 things I'd like to accomplish by the end of this week. Please let us know about any changes you notice in the quality of the product. Please let us know about any changes you notice in the quality of the product. Finalized. The contract was finalized before news reports revealed the scandal. Contexts. I've seen this phrase in many contexts. The contract was finalized before news reports revealed the scandal. For your safety, please exercise caution when crossing the street. Have you read the catalog from the printing company? Businessman. The businessman had a meeting to discuss the contract. I've seen this phrase in many contexts. Confusing. Confusing. Some of the diagrams in this book are complicated and confusing. My favorite place in the park is the bench by the fountain. I have a couple of important announcements to make. Solar power and wind now generate over 20% of energy in Germany. The newspaper ads often feature a few bargains. Some of the diagrams in this book are complicated and confusing. Beside all sculptures is a small sticker with a corresponding audio guide number. There's a distinct smell of burning coming from somewhere. The distinction between liabilities and assets is fundamental. He has been the artistic director of the theater since 1986. Evident. His poor dental hygiene is evident from a distance. What is the name of the American athlete who won the Olympic Games last year? The government is having difficulty raising capital for the planned dam project. Implementation. 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 Sustainable energy plans often take decades to go from planning to implementation. Carpenter. The carpenter is assembling the bookshelves. One of our main goals as a company is to create a collaborative environment. Characteristic. The pen has features characteristic of the brand, such as a heat-resistant handle. Johnny is an eternal optimist who never complains about anything. Though exhausted from a difficult week of work, the CEO hosted the ceremony with enthusiasm. Acceptance. Acceptance. Have you received a letter of acceptance from the university yet? Effects. No serious long-term side effects have been reported after use of this vaccine. The shoe retail chain has been cautious about expanding internationally. Your monthly utility bills have been deducted from your bank account. consciousness, remains a mystery to many. Airlines. Some airlines charge for in-flight meals nowadays. I've tried everything I could, but nothing is fixing the problem. He can't make public statements. It's protocol. That cold of yours is a consequence of lack of rest. Statements. Numerous government statements support the development of solar power. His conscience drove him to be the whistleblower. Undisclosed classified documents. Some airlines charge for in-flight meals nowadays. We offer high product quality with lower maintenance costs. You can read our report on the future digital technology needs of our customers. He based his conclusions on some of the previous research made by his main advisor. All this junk mail is really annoying me. Implementation. Sustainable energy plans often take decades to go from planning to implementation. The pursuit of fame and wealth might not necessarily make one happy. The water pipes are usually made of copper. I have just a few more questions, but the issue has essentially been resolved. Everyone in this startup makes roughly equivalent salaries. The bear that escaped from the zoo was finally captured. This NPO focuses on the preservation of historic buildings. Candidates for the position must have experience and leadership expertise. Attempted. Charles attempted to learn Mandarin several times before he became proficient. The company sold 12 forests that had been used to supply lumber. I need some privacy. Anxiety disorders can cause physical symptoms. I'm beginning to think this accounting company isn't very reliable. The level of the students' concentration throughout the 4-hour exam is amazing. His departure seemed very sudden. He is a distant relative of mine. For best results, please change the filter in the air purifier regularly. The annual evaluation has demonstrated a dramatic improvement in productivity. The annual evaluation has demonstrated a dramatic improvement in productivity. He accused me of lying. Summary. Do you have the meeting summary somewhere so I can check something? Alien. He claims he was abducted by an alien. Apology. The company made an apology for the bribery scandal. The company made an apology for the bribery scandal. guarantee. We cannot guarantee the reservation until your check arrives. Numerous government statements support the development of solar power. I believe that the evidence suggests the contrary. Consistent. Consistent. His story is consistent with the evidence. Introduction. Introduction. This course provides an introduction to project management. Assured. Rest assured I will contact you as soon as possible. Components. Most of the components of this mobile phone were manufactured abroad. His story is consistent with the evidence. This course provides an introduction to project management. Assured. Rest assured I will contact you as soon as possible. Summary. Do you have the meeting summary somewhere so I can check something? Suppose. I don't suppose you'd have time for a meeting this afternoon? Real estate has always been a popular investment choice. The theater has a seating capacity of 800. The regulation regarding working hours affects all employees. A panel of business experts selected the regional winner. Our company recently established a production facility in Poland. Who provided the funding for the project? It's important to maintain accurate records of all business transactions.